When a 23-year-old breakout star threatens to drag London's most powerful producers into court, the theater district stops pretending it's civilized and starts taking cover. Rachel Zegler, once hailed as the Gen Z Maria with a soprano that could make Spielberg's cameras cry, now stands accused of dragging Jamie Lloyd's 2025 Evita revival to the brink of collapse. Investors are panicking, Disney lawyers are lurking, and every leaked email reads like the next shot in a silent war. Many thought Zegler's career had already weathered its worst storms: the racist backlash over her Snow White casting, right-wing pundits dubbing her woke poison, a parade of viral interview clips that forced Disney PR to switch from fire blankets to full-time firefighting. But what's unfolding in London makes every earlier flare-up look like a dress rehearsal. Because this time, Rachel isn't sparring with keyboard warriors. She's staring down a production office armed with NDAs, cavernous budgets, and a century of West End muscle. Rachel's first audition for Spielberg's West Side Story is lore for aspiring actors. A New Jersey teenager tweets an audition tape, lands the lead, and trades prom night for a red carpet. Overnight, trade papers call her the future of movie musicals. Yet hidden landmines dotted the path. Co-star Ansel Elgort's misconduct allegations hammered marketing plans, forcing studio publicists to shelter the cast. Lesson number 1, big breaks come with bigger blowback. Lesson number 2, detonated 2 years later. Disney announced her as the live-action Snow White, slated for March 21, 2025, and backlash erupted from all sides. Racists furious a Colombian-Polish actress embodied a fairy tale icon. Traditionalists aghast when Rachel quipped that Prince Charming was basically a creeper. Clips went viral, pundits frothed, and the mouse scrambled a dedicated social media consultant just to keep its new princess from becoming another PR wildfire. 9 months out from release, every headline still matters. So when avant-garde director Jamie Lloyd wooed Rachel for his stripped-down Evita, all brutalist scaffolding and handheld spotlights, the story seemed perfect. A Latina soprano reclaiming Eva Perón for a new generation, a comeback from internet pariah to West End royalty. Fans rejoiced, the trades applauded, and Rachel flew to London determined to prove every skeptic wrong. Rehearsals opened Monday, March 24, 2025. The honeymoon lasted 3 days. By Thursday the 27th, Rachel's entrance marks had shifted 3 times in 10 minutes. Frustration flashed across her face. Ensemble whispers followed. Day 4 saw her intimate solo number scissored from the running order. Official reason? Pacing issues. Unofficial rumor? A producer feared the torch song dragged, yet dodged a direct showdown. Rachel discovered the cut in a call sheet margin, circled in red like a footnote that amputated her emotional centerpiece. She cried in the stairwell, reapplied mascara, and swore to win the song back, or die on the hill. Male co-stars attended creative brainstorms she never heard about, sessions where tempos and blocking tweaks were set. She texted a friend. They say collaboration. They mean boys' club. A pattern, she insisted, was forming. Starve her of information, then blame her when she's unprepared. Thursday, April 3rd, 2025, 11:42 a.m. All company run-through. Rachel pauses mid-phrase, stares down an assistant director, and asks why her lighting cue is 6 beats late. The shrug she gets feels like gasoline. A plastic goblet, lightweight but lethal in symbolism, sails across stage right and clacks to a halt. Gasps drown the orchestra. Rachel exhales, whispers, "I'm done pretending," and walks off. A wing worker filming B-roll posts a 6-second TikTok clip. Caption: West End royalty or royal pain. Within hours, the snippet racks 1 million loops and 1,000 commentary duets diagnosing diva syndrome, workplace abuse, or both. Internal emails melt down. One labels Rachel unmanageable. Another classifies the footage as legal exposure, immediate and significant. The PR consultant begs everyone to stop typing. Too late. 48 hours after the goblet incident, Saturday, April 5th, 2025, producers open a 5-page letter. Notice of hostile workplace claim, allegations, systemic gender bias, reputational sabotage, emotional distress, demands, reinstate her solo, overhaul rehearsal protocols, compensate 7 figures for damages. Producers counter-brandish contract clauses, a performance lock binding her through opening night, and a disciplinary clause allowing dismissal for conduct bringing undue disrepute. Translation: drop the suit, toe the line, or risk breach penalties that dwarf a Netflix salary. Industry veterans shrug. You invoke litigation only when you're ready to torch the playbill. Rachel's team doubles down, citing missing cues, dimmed spotlights, and group chat jokes painting her unstable. Lawyers call it psychological warfare. Producers call it rehearsal evolution. Truth becomes collateral. Backstage fractures widen. An ensemble dancer tweets, then deletes. Need a second HR just for our leading lady. A stagehand meme of a fire alarm captioned, Rachel sneezed, evacuate, circulates in private chats. Yet two castmates secretly tell a theater blogger they've seen Rachel excluded from meetings and mocked for being too sensitive. Critics brand those allies sympathy marionettes. Supporters hail them. No one feels safe. Some mornings, Rachel jokes with trumpeters about Jersey diners. Other mornings, she scribbles in a pink moleskin, bolts at lunch, and vanishes after notes. A tech crew burner account posts, funny how empty the room gets when she walks in. The screenshot becomes Instagram fodder scored with ominous violins. Morale rot sets in. Ticket pre-sales slide 18% in 2 weeks. Investors mumble about reputational contagion. Marketing execs prep emergency adverts that subtly downplay Rachel's face, just in case. Disney, still bruised from Snow White press debacles, schedules Tier 1 reputation audits every 72 hours. Unverified email leaks hint the studio may freeze future promotional slots if Rachel's sentiment score drops further. Variety asks, is Zegler too hot to handle? While the stage ponders whether the West End is punishing a woman for speaking up. Clicks surge, nerves fray. Lloyd, sources say, whispers, we need an escape hatch. Translation, audition an understudy, quietly. Across town, powerhouse mezzos receive cryptic emails about confidential opportunities. Rumor travels faster than the invites. Rachel's lawyer, hearing whispers, files a memo accusing producers of bad faith strategies, ammunition for added damages. Chess pieces multiply. Silence reigns 3 weeks. Then at 9 p.m. on Tuesday, May 6, 2025, Rachel posts a black screen Instagram story. They want me quiet? I won't be. 8 words, internet combustion, hashtag I stand with Rachel leaps to 200,000 tweets by dawn. Opposition spawns, hashtag there she goes again. An hour later, she goes live. No makeup, hoodie pulled tight, eyes swimming. 15 minutes, soft but steel sharp. Crying in toilet stalls, being told to toughen up, leaving rehearsals feeling gaslit. She names no one but references a producer who called me a headline risk. 6 million views follow. Ariana DeBose taps a heart. BuzzFeed slaps live tears across a thumbnail. Phones buzz backstage. A castmate tweets, funny, how truth always arrives when lawyers do. Another replies with a zipper emoji. The fandom swarms, choosing sides, roasting the other. Reality blurs into serialized spectacle. Rehearsal call sheets mutate daily. 7 a.m. one day, 10 a.m. the next. 6-hour dance calls suddenly stretched to 10. Understudies trail her blocking marks. Wardrobe fittings stall. One insider cackles, they're speed-running the burnout algorithm. Rachel answers with tactical compliance. Punctual to the second, no extracurricular press. Logging every interaction in binder stacks. Stress casts shadows under her eyes. Yet her high E-flat rings like crystal. Critics at a friends and family preview whisper, ethereal, haunted. The standoff ossified. Producers pray she quits. Rachel's camp vows she'll stay out of spite. Each billed lawyer hour bleeds the budget. Refunds tick upward. War by attrition. Rachel's public filing alleges a pattern. Men hailed as visionaries. Women branded difficult the moment they speak. She cites theatrical history. Patti LuPone's exiles, Elaine Page's rumored dismissals. The claim? Nothing changes, only hashtags sharpen. Producers issue a 127-word denial, pledging a safe, professional environment. Social media hears a familiar refrain. Man denies, woman cries foul. Pick your truth. The Guardian calls the case a litmus test for modern theater, while a tabloid columnist sneers, if she hates rehearsal so much, try a desk job. Balance drowns in rage clicks. By Tuesday, May 27, 2025, Evita rehearses 2 musicals nightly, version A with Rachel, version B with an understudy gag-ordered by NDA. Lighting programmers label cue stacks E and F to dodge detection. Cast morale slips like a cleatless boot on stage gloss. Insurers demand daily incident logs. Premiums spike. Investors mull freezing cash until stability returns. an existential threat while sets still weld. Netflix sniffs documentary gold, pitches Evita, The Showdown. Producers balk. Rachel's agent counters, give her EP credit. Even streaming giants want a seat. Saturday, May 31st, 2025, Extinction Rebellion blocks the Strand. Rachel clocks in at 7:04 a.m. 4 minutes late. The stage manager, newly unforgiving, notes it. She files an objection. Force majeure. Rehearsal spirals when Lloyd shifts the Buenos Aires tempo again. Rachel mutters, process or setup? The room chills. Lunch break drops new intel. The Times prints a leaked 2024 email. She'll bring headlines, but is she worth the drama? Rachel studies her phone, jaw clenched tight enough to crack enamel. She finishes rehearsal silently, exits before notes, and, rumor says, meets her lawyers. That night, producers conference call across time zones. Contingency budgets, reputational models, worst-case payouts, all on screen. One exec sighs, we're at DEF CON 2. Another repeats the prophecy. Was she worth the drama? Rachel steps into the ring again. Voice steady, eyes aflame. She thanks fans, apologizes to crew caught in friendly fire, then drops a bomb. She'll keep playing Eva, but only if an independent mediator attends every director-actor note session, and a mental health advocate stands by for cast. If leadership refuses, she says, I'll finish my contract in silence, while lawyers finish theirs in court, dare disguised as olive branch. Fans roar bravery. Critics call it hostage diplomacy. Producers reply at 2 a.m. We remain committed to a respectful environment and are reviewing Ms. Zegler's requests. Translation? We will not blink first. A New York Times critic tweets, the West End's biggest musical has become a TED Talk about HR. June crawls. Rehearsals feel like tightropes over NDAs. Some days Rachel soars. Other days, she marks choreography with glassy eyes. Understudy run-throughs overrun curfew. Lighting can't lock cues. Too many scenarios. Ticket holders swamp customer service, asking if Rachel will perform. Refund counters climb. Social media factions turn rabid. Hashtag Justice for Rachel. Hashtag Team Evita. Hashtag Fire Zegler. Fan edits splice her West Side vocals over the Goblet video. Anonymous DMS threaten both Rachel and Lloyd. Security doubles. Gossip sites gloat. Disney's risk audits continue. Executives debate pulling Rachel from future press tours. Punitive optics? Clueless optics? Either way, the entertainment behemoth never forgets who forced its hand. Final tech ended at dawn. The theater lies dark, cables coiled, two leading ladies in costume waiting. On Tuesday, the 3rd of June, 2025, paying audiences file in. Program inserts read, tonight the role of Eva Peron will be played by blank. Ushers hold slips, waiting for the call 5 minutes before curtain. Online ticket forums buzz. Timelines refresh like slot machines. Backstage, Rachel sits mic-taped, lashes flutter nervous. In a neighboring room, the understudy breathes through scales. Stage management holds 2 separate cue sheets. Lawyers huddle in a production office. Wi-Fi humming. The decision is minutes away. 7:27 p.m. The auditorium hums. In the wings, 2 Evas wait. Stage management eyes the clock, ears pressed to a conference call bridging 3 time zones. One directive will echo through the PA and into theater lore. Whoever steps into the spotlight decides more than a single night's performance. She decides whether Rachel Zegler completes her metamorphosis from ingenue to icon or becomes cautionary lore about passion, politics, and the price of speaking when power prefers silence. We don't yet know whose name rang through that loudspeaker. Maybe the understudy bowed, bulletproofing the show and confirming skeptics who warned Rachel would self-destruct. Maybe Rachel strode forward, voice incandescent, and critics who mocked her typed 5-star raves through tears. What is certain, the battle behind the curtain has already rewritten London theater lore. Because whether box office triumph or train wreck, Rachel Zegler forced a centuries-old institution to show its seams. She pulled hush-hush green room gossip onto front pages, weaponized Instagram stories as fiercely as equity contracts, and proved 21st century performers can wield public opinion like a spotlight, even if they risk being burned alive by its glare. So, is she the fearless voice young actors need, exposing sexism in real time? Or a cautionary tale producers cite when they demand team players over troublemakers? The truth, messy, subjective, inconvenient, lives somewhere between. one unarguable fact remains. Rachel Zegler didn't come to the West End to whisper, and as long as theater thrives on human hearts and high notes, voices like hers will echo long after the last curtain drops. Want the next leaked email, the backstage hashtag war, or the final verdict on whether Evita survives its own revolution? Hit subscribe, smash notifications, and remember, sometimes the show must go on, and sometimes the showdown is the show.